Max Holloway is going to commit war crimes against the Korean Zombie. And that's no joke. I think after this fight, Max Holloway may genuinely be charged with crimes against humanity. And the UFC, along with the people around the Korean Zombie, should also probably be charged with negligence, because how are they going to let this man go in there at like 38 years of age against Max Holloway for his retirement fight after taking a life-altering beating from Alexander Volkanovski? This is the same Max Holloway, by the way, who went in and set the significant strike record against Brian Ortega and then somehow managed to top that performance against Calvin Kattar. The Korean Zombie has no chance. I mean, zero chance. I'm so confident in this that this is one of the only times you will ever hear me say to sell your house, take out a loan, take from your TSP, your 401k, put your life savings on Max Holloway. Let's look at this fight stylistically. There is zero chance he beats Max Holloway on points, so that means he has to go out there and finish him. Is he going to go out there and knock out Max Holloway, a guy who has never been knocked down once despite taking somewhere in the neighborhood of 2,000 significant strikes in his career? And I see a lot of people saying he will go out there and do that. He will go out there and knock out Max Holloway, despite the fact that Alexander Volkanovski couldn't do that with 3 attempts. Dustin Poirier couldn't do that. Conor McGregor couldn't do that. Yair Rodriguez couldn't do it. Arnold Allen couldn't do it. But somehow a 40-year-old Korean Zombie who hasn't fought in over a year and a half is going to. Yeah, right. What about finishing him a different way? What about submitting him like Brian Ortega couldn't? Or Charles Oliveira couldn't? Brian Ortega and Charles Oliveira couldn't submit Max Holloway, but somehow the Korean Zombie is? The Korean Zombie hasn't submitted anyone since he submitted Dustin Poirier in 2012, over 10 years ago. But he's going to take down and submit someone who, by the way, has an 84% takedown defense and hasn't been submitted since his UFC debut in February of 2012. No matter where this fight goes, the Korean Zombie is going to get dominated. On the feet, he is the perfect stylistic matchup for Max, a guy who moves in a straight line, doesn't cut off at angles, doesn't keep his hands up, doesn't move his head, just back steps and counters. That is it. That is his defense. He takes a step back and tries to counter you. That worked great back in 2012, but present day, we saw how that worked against Volkanovski. I see a lot of people saying, but he has crazy power. Max Holloway needs to be perfect for 5 rounds. The Korean Zombie only needs to be perfect for 5 seconds. Which is true. The Korean Zombie does still have power. Power's the last thing that leaves fighters. But Max Holloway has power as well. Just because he hasn't been going out there and knocking people out recently doesn't mean he doesn't have power. He knocked down Volkanovski multiple times in their second fight. He knocked down Arnold Allen in his last fight. And then before that, he was knocking everybody out. Brian Ortega, Anthony Pettis, Jose Aldo. And when is this narrative gonna stop? It seems like before every single Max fight, everyone's like, oh, this will be the guy. This will be the guy to finally crack Max's chin. Volkanovski was supposed to be that guy. Then Yair Rodriguez was supposed to be that guy. And then Arnold Allen was supposed to be that guy. Then people are saying, okay, if he can't knock Max Holloway out, maybe he can submit him. He's shown it before. Maybe he could go in and pull off some crazy twister or pull off the Boston Crab. If the Korean Zombie goes in there and submits Max Holloway with the Boston Crab and retires, I will Cash App, PayPal, Venmo, it doesn't matter. Everyone who comments on this video, $20. Because it's not gonna happen. Not only is he not going to be able to take Max down, as better wrestlers have tried to take Max down and failed, but Max is gonna punish the Korean Zombie for every takedown attempt he tries. Even if he does somehow take the fight down, better grapplers have gotten Max down before, like Brian Ortega, and not been able to submit him, but somehow the Korean Zombie will. No matter where this fight goes, the Korean Zombie is going to lose. And he likely will sustain a Calvin Kattar level of beatdown, which will unfortunately likely result in permanent, life-altering brain damage. And for that reason, the UFC and the people around the Korean Zombie need to be more responsible and tell him, hey, maybe this isn't the best idea. Maybe we should fight someone like Edson Barboza for our retirement fight and not Max Holloway. Literally anybody else at 145 would be an easier matchup for the Korean Zombie, including Alexander Volkanovski, and we already saw how that fight went. And this is not me criticizing Max Holloway for taking this fight. He's one of my favorite fighters and there are no feelings in the fight game, but the UFC needs to be more responsible. They talk so much about how we care for the fighter's health and how brain damage is a big issue and we're trying to solve it, and then give a 36-year-old who's like 45 in fight years Max Holloway as his retirement fight, even after seeing what Volkanovski did to him. And I don't care that he called for the fight. Overall, I hope he puts up a good performance, comes out healthy, and doesn't doesn't take too much damage. Comment your opinions down below, like the video if you did enjoy, subscribe if you are new, follow my brand on Instagram, follow myself on Twitter and Instagram, and I will see you guys in the next one.
Stuck in a bad dream, Hollywood rich girl stuck in my backseat, and she wanna get at me, but the day's too short, can't let her distract me. Ain't you tired of wondering, and I get tired even doing